Time for a new Pixel People Pod.
Woohoo!
Episode 3. We have Janalyn returning back this week.
Finally.
Yes. She is going to be the center of this podcast. Why, you might ask? Because it's about the difference in high school from the 80s versus now. Janalyn started high school yesterday, am I correct?
Unfortunately.
Ah, come on. Lean in a little bit. Okay, there you go. So, I'm giving her directions for the mic. So, we were talking about what the theme should be on this, and then we were saying, well, she started high school, so let's talk about the differences from when I went to high school in the '80s. Chris went to high school what? When, Chris?
Early 2000s.
Okay, yeah. So we're skipping the '90s, but
Oh well.
yeah, '90s stink. Okay. So first off, when I think of high school in the '80s versus now, I can rattle off about 4 things that we could do in the '80s in high school that Janelyn and the rest of her ilk cannot do.
Ilk?
Yes.
What is that?
You'll learn it in high school.
What?
So you're kind, you're ilk. So it's just a word.
Okay.
So anyway, so first off, what we could do at school when I started in 1986 at the Almighty Fred T. Ford, Newton, North Carolina. Go Tigers. We could smoke at school. Cigarettes. Now,
definitely can't do that now.
yeah, if you think about it, not only can you not smoke anywhere pretty much now, but back then, not only could you smoke pretty much everywhere at any age, you could smoke in school. We had a courtyard in the middle of the school, which I'm sure is still there, and they had a smoking section. And I can remember walking through there because I didn't smoke, you know, so I was a good kid. I didn't smoke, but I would walk through the courtyard between classes, and you could see students standing with the teachers smoking cigarettes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, things are definitely way changed now. So, my brother, who's a teacher, was just telling us the other week that the biggest problem, he teaches in another high school, the biggest problem they're dealing with is vaping and confiscating all the vapes. So, not only can you not smoke, and the cigarettes have just the idea of smoking a cigarette now to anybody your age is crazy. The cigarettes aren't even like hip anymore. It's vaping. It's like even cigarettes have went techno now. So
Yeah.
or tech, not techno. No, they could dance to one while you're smoking on. Vape to some cool techno beats. But yeah, even smoking isn't like the thing anymore. You gotta have an electronic device to smoke with now, which is stupid too. That's probably worse than cigarettes. They'll find out
It
one day.
is.
Yeah.
It actually is.
Yeah. So you're not gonna vape?
No.
Very good. Stay classy. So
I will.
So let's see. Okay, smoking. Think about that. Blows your mind. You know what else we can do? And this will really freak out some people that don't know this. We can bring guns to school.
What?
Yes. We not only did a lot of the vehicles, the trucks out in the parking lot, have gun racks in them, and they would have their hunting rifles in it. You could actually bring one. Michael Willis, the guy that was on my bus that lived up the road from me, brought his double barrel shotgun to school one day. They were going to clean it and work on it in shop class. The only rule was you had to break it down. So you had the barrel taken off and the stock and everything in a bag. And on the bus, the school bus, which was total anarchy back then. That's one thing that I'm hearing you and Jess, or your younger sister, talk about school buses now versus the way they were when I was in school. It's like it
What's
was
different?
Wow, we'll get to that next.
Okay.
But there's one big difference that'll blow your mind. But right now, not only could he took his gun on the bus, opened up his bag, put it together, and was showing it to us on there. I'm like, yeah, check it out. And we're like holding his shotgun on the bus. Bus driver don't care. Everybody's like, yeah, cool. And then we got close to school. Better put that thing up. So he takes it apart, puts it in his bag, and then takes it into school. You could do that back then.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Chris, you're going to chime in here.
Crazy.
Get off your phone.
There's nothing for me to chime in about.
We're talking to the microphone if you're going to say anything. So
I was being quiet.
I know, but you're part of this, so.
I don't even think I was introduced.
I did say
Yeah.
Chris. Yes, you
Oh.
were introduced.
Okay. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to take little pieces of wood and light the end of it, and act like I was smoking.
Really?
Yeah, I breathed in a lot of wood pieces.
We did that when I was in Boy Scouts. There was this like we were camping one time, and there was this weed that was like it had a hollow thing in it, and we would light it up and smoke it. And I don't. Lord knows what damage is done to my lungs now from that. And it
Oh,
wasn't
well.
like weed as in marijuana. It was just like a weed.
Yeah.
It was like a piece of straw or something. We just lit it
Yeah.
and smoked it.
It made you feel cool.
Yeah, you thought you were
Because
cool.
that was whenever the camel bucks were awesome.
Yeah.
My dad would work on cars.
Yeah.
And there'd be trash in the cars, and my brother and I would go through the trash. You'd find like coins,
Yeah.
dollars, a lot of camel cash, and I'd keep it because I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like there's a camel on this money, and I thought it was real. And then I heard that you could actually use the camel cash to get stuff. I never collected that much, but I thought the idea was cool that, not only was smoking seemed like the cool thing to do, but then you get money from doing it. So.
Oh yeah, I've seen like back in the day. You turn in so many Winston bucks for a Winston jacket or something. It was like you
Oh,
had to
yeah.
smoke a lot, man. Good lord, the tobacco companies just straight up let's milk them till we kill them.
Those
So,
are like straight up like
yeah.
trailer park
I'm sure we'll
jackets too, all
I'm
leather.
sure some of
just-
our listeners smoke, but that's just something I just. Ugh.
those things were so 90s. Them leather
Yeah.
jackets. Oh yeah,
No,
but leather was a thing back in the
Oh yeah,
90s
oh
too.
yeah,
Though.
leather.
Everybody had
Yeah,
leather.
leather coat. Uh, not to take off the topic of the school, but we also, when I was a kid, Janalyn, we had candy cigarettes.
Ah, yeah.
There were sticks of
Didn't
candy.
you try to buy those in
Yeah,
one store?
yeah. They're not called cigarettes, but it's called candy sticks because they can't call them candy cigarettes anymore. I mean, but back then, I mean, your parents would buy this for you, and you walk around with one in your mouth like, yeah, I'm a smoker.
What is that called? The white, because it's kind of like if you eat like a hot ball and you get
Yeah.
a cinnamon off
Yeah.
of it, that white that's in the middle.
That's just
it's
the
like
candy.
the same thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like powdered candy condensed and packed in a stick.
In other words, junk.
Yeah, it's
Probably worse for
it's
you
probably
than a
worse for a
cigarette.
cigarette. Yeah, but a parent wouldn't think anything back then. It was like, hey, let's buy my kids some fake cigarettes and look at me, I look cool. But which brings us to the next thing, talking about the school buses. So, what's different about the school buses, you might say, gentlemen? In my day, the students could drive the school buses.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that now?
I couldn't trust anybody on my bus to drive it. I wouldn't trust myself because I would crash them on purpose.
No, one time my school bus driver, it was Danny. I won't leave his last name out, but he had a test like in first class of the day, and he intentionally, it rained like a couple nights before that, and we had to go on this long dirt road to pick up one student at the end of it, and it was on a hill, and he intentionally backed the bus up and kept rocking it in the mud until it got stuck to where. So he had to go out and walk and find a phone and call to have them come out and tow the bus out. So we didn't get to school till like third period. He did all that just to get out of a test. That's what happens when you let students drive the school
Oh
buses.
my gosh. Yeah, I'm glad they don't do that anymore.
We used to have school bus wars, man. We had a few. Freddie Ford, always our mortal enemy was West Lincoln High School, and we used to meet one of their buses all the time. When we would collect rocks and throw at the other school bus, and they throw bricks back at our bus. We did that all the time.
Oh my gosh.
How bad were drugs back when you were in high school?
They weren't. You had the stoners that you probably were like weed heads, but drugs were not bad back
about,
in the 80s.
about alcoholics.
I don't really know. I don't really think.
I just wonder.
We didn't have a drug problem because Nancy Reagan told us dare to say no. Yeah.
Well, I
just
just
say
wondered,
no.
like, if you had somebody driving the bus that maybe
Oh,
was
God, no.
intoxicated or
No.
Would they screen people at least?
I mean, I
What
think
was the qualifications?
if you had a driver's license and didn't have any wrecks on it, you could just and you could learn how to drive a stick.
What age were y'all allowed to drive?
16.
But
It probably. I remember Danny and Bart Stewart was one of our bus drivers. And Bart, okay, this is a true story. So Bart, he's crazy. I mean, he'll admit it. He's crazy. He's a cool guy, but he's crazy. Bart was dating Rita Willis, who was on our bus. He ended up marrying her for a while. So
you had to edit that last name.
he
right?
would let while he would go back there and make out with Rita. he he would let the students drive the bus. And we, back then, this was the mid late 80s. Well, I guess probably my freshman year is the last year I rode a school bus. So this was probably 85, 84. Teen Wolf had come out. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, because it had to have been Teen Wolf. But I don't look that up, Chris. See what year Teen Wolf came out, the movie.
I
But
had to.
all right, yeah, gentlemen, look it up. You're the fact checker for the Pixel People Pod. So he let, not only did he let the students drive, my buddy Jamie Bryant and Michael Willis would take turns getting on the roof of the bus and surfing on the roof of the school bus. Yes, just like Styles and I forget his name in Teen Wolf.
It was 1985.
Okay, yeah, so that would have been the right time. So we're going down the dirt road behind my house, and he was letting the students stand on the bus while one of them drove. I think eventually Bart was driving, and he let Michael was on top of the bus, and and he has verified this on Facebook. I'm Facebook friends with him, and I posted a picture. Well, that was good. I need to learn how to silence my phone.
Probably didn't pick it up.
So
Yeah, I did. I heard it.
so yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. Trouble with doing a live podcast. Anyway, he's driving the bus, and he keeps saying, "Is he all right? Is he all right?" Because Michael's standing on the roof of the bus. And again, this happened. He verified it on Facebook. I can post the link later. I'm being the smart aleck I am. I'm sitting on the bus, and I yell, "He fell off!" And he slammed on the bus, on the brakes, on the bus. And Michael flew off the roof of the bus, fell in front of the windshield, slammed on the hood of the bus, and rolled off into the ground.
Oh my gosh.
And we stopped the bus, and he gets off, and they drag him on, and he's all beat up and scuffed up, like, oh, and he's like, "What'd you yell that for?" And I was just being funny. But so I told that, I saw a picture Bart was tagged in, an old picture when he was in Boy Scouts on Facebook. And I posted one time, this before I knew Bart was on Facebook. And my friend posted that picture, and I said, "Yeah, Bart Stewart." I said, "Bart, you should let us drive the school bus." And I said, "One of the kids fell off. We used to surf on the bus." And I'm sure people thought I was crazy. Bart was eventually tagged in that picture, and he reposted it there. "Thank you for verifying this, because I've told many people over the years about me doing that, and nobody believes me." I was like, "Yeah, it happened."
Yeah, that sounds so, like, it's so crazy. It sounds made up.
Yeah, but it really happened. I mean, there's still, I don't know where Michael's at, but my buddy Jamie, I could call him right now and he can verify it. I can get Bart on Facebook. It is a verifiable thing that happened. That's why you don't let students drive school buses. So yeah, the students driving the bus. But that went back for years. My dad and my uncle both used to drive a school bus, but they were more mature back then. They wasn't acting, you know.
I have to go back to the thought of what the qualifications were, because you said they couldn't have any wrecks, but if they could they be freshmen and drive?
No, you don't have a
16.
driver's license. You had to have a driver's license.
Of course, but if they're getting their license the same year they're starting high school,
You can't do that.
You had to have been at least a junior, but I would imagine it had to be a senior. But I know that Wade Poovey, who was a year older than me, drove the bus at one point when I was on it. So, well, I don't know, Wade might be a year or two older than me, but he was a grade level up on me. I'm pretty sure Wade was class of '89. He might have been '88, but no, he was class of '89. So Wade drove us at one point and got in trouble because the bus, something was wrong with it, and the speed was no longer limited, limited. So he passed another school bus on the road, and somebody saw it and called it in. So I'm pretty sure he got taken off as a bus driver. But I know I had Wade, I had Danny Whitener, and Bart Stewart were all three student school bus drivers I had. So
but you could possibly get your license when you're a sophomore.
yeah, you can, but I'm sure they had it where you had
But
to
your
be at least a
driving
junior.
experience isn't there.
But I'm sure they weren't just gonna let. Of course, Bart was crazy, and I mean, like I say, he'll admit it. So they let Bart drive the bus. So Bart used to. I was fascinated with Bart because he had longer hair back then. And he always wore like a trench coat. And he looked like Sam Kinison. It was always, But yeah, so I mean that I don't know what's crazier thinking about now that you could bring guns back then because nobody shot up people like they do now. So school shooting was not a fear back then.
How were the rules though? Could you, like I remember when I was in elementary school, I accidentally brought a pocket knife, like a Swiss
Oh,
Army
you
knife.
couldn't bring knives to school. You couldn't bring knives to school. You had to check your gun in at the thing, but you weren't supposed to have pocket knives. But I remember in 11th grade, I can't remember his name now, but he was the coolest science teacher, and I'll have to look it up later. But he was the coolest teacher ever, and he was trying to open something, and he said, "Hey, anybody in the class got a knife?" And everybody just sit there, and he goes, "I'm not going to report you. I need to cut this open. Anybody got a knife?" And like 4 people held their hands up. Yeah, I got one. You know, we always carried our pocket knife with us.
So you could have a gun, but not a pocket knife.
You had to bring. The thing is, a pocket knife. They knew you would carry it in your pocket all the time, and you could. But a gun, you knew not to bring. You couldn't bring a gun unless you checked it in. I put
Yeah,
it
but
that
guns
way.
are more dangerous.
Yes, but you couldn't. You couldn't bring ammunition with it either. And I'm sure by my senior year they had stopped that too. But I know the first year or two, then when I was in high school, you could bring them, but you had to check them in. You had to bring them in a book bag, take it apart, check them in at the office, so that you had it. So yeah,
What's the point of bringing it if you can't bring ammo?
you're not shooting it. They were going to clean them. It was clean. It was. I mean, my brother teaches, shop and agriculture and all that stuff at Alexander Central. He would have his students on the weekends out here, shooting bow and arrows. They had an archery class at school. I mean,
Well, it's different.
you learn
Bow and
to,
arrow is a lot different.
yeah, but
than
you
a
learn to
gun,
clean
though.
guns. You learn to do stuff like that. I
Like
mean,
9mm, they bring like a what kind of guns are you talking about? People bringing rifles?
shotguns and rifles, hunting rifles and shotguns. You wouldn't bring in a handgun. You know, I don't
A
think.
Glock. Bring
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Glock.
yeah. You didn't bring a dirty Harry gun back then. You didn't know it was a 45. You just called it a dirty Harry gun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's definitely several big changes. But Janalyn's trying to hide off Mike. She's chewing ice. It's not very professional for a podcast.
If it's gonna pick up his phone vibrating, it's gonna pick up that right there.
She'll be all right.
I don't hear it.
I hear it.
Really?
I guarantee.
This episode of the Pixel
microphone
People podcast brought to you by Igloo Ice. Igloo Ice for all your ice needs. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. There's so much stuff we and another thing, thinking about to my senior year, I think we did a count one time, and I've talked about it over the years to people. Pretty sure my senior year at Ford, we had 13 bomb threats called in. One of them by one of my friends who was out of school that day. So, what are you doing? So, now I think they would take that more serious too. Like, they take bomb scares way more serious, I'm sure. What did you do to the settings here?
I didn't change anything. My headphones were like unplugged, and I could only hear my right ear.
Okay. All right. So,
they are cheap headphones.
this is just episode 3, people. We're still working on all the kinks. It might be up to episode 10 before we figure this out. By then, I might have all new software and hardware. So, yeah, we had a lot of bomb scares that I don't think you have to deal with anymore because all the school shootings, like, I think people are afraid to just casually call in a bomb threat to the high school now just to get your friends out of class. I don't think people want to do that anymore. So
No, they would get suspended
Yeah.
immediately.
yeah, we had my senior year. A guy put a fake bomb in the classroom across from my earth science class. It was Miss Ponte's Spanish class, and he did it as a goof. But and when I say he did a bomb, it was like 3 sticks that he taped up with like thing and put a clock on it, and it looked like a real bomb. And he put it on top of the clock as a goof, and they're like, "Bomb!" We sent everybody out. Well, he actually got taken out by the cops, and I'm pretty sure he had to do like community service and all kinds of stuff. But I mean, I'm just having fun. But it's one thing to call it in; it's another to make an official fake bomb and put it in your classroom. But yeah. So Janalyn's
adjusting the mic.
Janalyn is in band right now. Yep. And I was surprised to find out that when we would leave, our school went till 3 back then, and you had 3:30 to 5:30 was band practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we would rush to the store between 3 and 3:30 to get something to drink or something, and then come back and have to run it till 5:30. Now I found out that your school starts 30 minutes earlier than we did. We were 8 to 3. You're 7:30 to 2:30.
Yeah. Well,
So,
technically 7:35 to 2:35.
okay, still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I you start way too early. That's too early.
I know.
It should be 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I
I
don't
get
know.
on the bus at like 6:40.
Yeah, I don't know why they made that change. That doesn't make much sense to me because even back then when we started at 8 o'clock, when we rode the bus, we were the first ones on the bus. I got on the bus in the dark most year round. So yeah, you got to look forward to another year or two, then you can drive yourself to school. That's when it gets really fun.
Yeah.
Your parents gonna buy you a sweet ride.
I want a G-Wagon.
What do you want?
A G-Wagon.
What's a G-Wagon?
You don't know what a G-Wagon is?
No.
I'll show you. It's really expensive.
Oh, well, you're not gonna get it then.
I know.
I told her the first car.
A beater.
Nice,
a beater.
It's one you always get wrecked.
Yeah.
You always get.
I'm not gonna get in a wreck.
You could barely stay with the steering wheel.
I'm gonna grow.
Yeah.
And that's in your truck.
She's just a freshman. Let's see. A G-Wagon. Oh, an Audi?
No, it's a Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, Mercedes? Oh, yeah, you're not getting that. Chris, what was the car that everyone wanted back when you were in school? Like, the car that, like, most people thought was the cool car to have.
I see a spider. It's over there in the corner.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
There's no spiders in the Pixel Underground. I'll take that back. So
there was a spider in my bed the other day.
Really?
And when I screamed for you, he thought it was the TV. So he ignored it.
Yeah.
You're bigger than a spider. You can kill it.
Yeah, if you have shoes, which I know you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I am not coming to help you with a spider.
Yeah.
Who's gonna kill me?
So, gentlemen, what is the car that you've seen the parking lot already? You know that stuff. What is the car that people your age like want to have, or the cool people are driving at your school?
Teslas.
Really? You have
Yes.
Teslas at your school?
Yes, there's a pink Tesla
in
the parking lot.
Oh, is there charging stations for it there? Or they just park it? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
There's only a few. But, I mean, there's not really a very popular car that everyone wants right now.
There was two cars that if you were cool, you had back in. You either had an IROC Camaro or a Mazda Z. What was it? It wasn't a Z. What was the Mazda? Mazda RX-7. That was it. Mid '80s Mazda RX-7. My friend Shay had one of those. Several people had those.
I'm going to say the car back when I was in high school probably would have been Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Which you had?
Later on, way later. Celica. Supra.
What's that?
They're just all little.
Toyota Celica, Toyota Supra.
Yeah, little.
They were like the fancy race cars.
Yeah.
Toyotas. They weren't a Corolla.
No, they were not luxury vehicles.
What did you drive as your driver's ed car?
Oh, driver's ed car. I'm going to say it was Impala, but I could be wrong, because we drove down at Freedom. They had the parking lot behind the school. We drove there. That's where we first drove, and then when I did my test, I went out towards Lake James. When I went out there with your instructor.
We're gonna call Jan, find out what she drove in school.
Dinosaur.
Hello?
Hey, you're live on the Pixel People Pod.
Oh, yay! What I've always
So we're
dreamed
talking about
of.
high school, and so we were
I
talking
don't remember.
about.
Don't
No,
remember.
we want to know what your car was you drove in high school.
Toyota Tercel that we paid $700 for. My parents took out a loan, and I had to pay them back like $40 a week until I paid it off.
A sweet ride back then, Toyota Tercel.
But before I got that, I had to drive the family station wagon.
Nice. Yeah, I had to drive
Some kind of Ford.
I had to drive the family Pontiac Parisienne until I got my Volkswagen Bug. So that thing was a
Yeah,
tank.
we got instantly cooler.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My bug was sweet ride. So yeah, Janalyn says she wants a Mercedes uh, for her first car, and she's not getting it.
No, I know it's not gonna be my first car, but I'm gonna get enough money to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Watch me.
Alrighty.
Well,
I will.
I
you
hope you do, because you can take me for a ride.
yeah,
Yep.
you are officially the first call-in ever on the Pixel People Pod. So let's everybody give a big hand for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, we'll let you go to get back to whatever you were doing.
Alrighty.
All
Yep.
right.
Giving me a call.
Bye.
See ya.
If that worked, that's gonna be very cool. $60 podcast kit off Amazon, and I'm taking call-ins. That's pretty cool that you can do that. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of anything else that would be different in school now. That
How long were your classes?
maybe 50 minutes.
We have hour and a half classes.
No, we would have like 7 classes a day.
We have 4.
Yeah.
How about what was getting served for lunch?
Oh, we didn't have. Oh, I've already heard. Well, Jessa talks about her middle school lunches. They have Pizza Hut and
She
Pizza.
doesn't go to middle school. She's in elementary school.
Elementary school, right? But they have like, don't you say they have the Pizza Hut and stuff like that brought in?
Yeah, they get pizza every Monday.
But
I
not
think.
school pizza, like Pizza Hut, right?
Yeah,
and like
it's like
Domino's
Pizza
and
Hut.
stuff. That's
It's
crazy.
Pizza Hut.
That's crazy.
Yeah. At the middle school, they have that too, but they don't have that at Ford.
So Ford is like a real meal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have your typical. I think back on it now about the lunch stuff that even as much as I loved it back then, it's probably why I'm fat low today because they would have condiment tables sit out there and have pump things of mayonnaise and French dressing and ranch dressing. And you just squirt ketchup and mayo on everything. And it's like, what? That's not healthy.
They have like a station with sauces and spoons and forks and napkins and stuff, but they don't have like dispensers. It's just little,
It's just little packets.
container things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, well, I guess that's better. Yeah, because everybody would put. Think about this. Since it's there for the taking, I bet you half the people when they got a slice of pizza would just squirt ranch dressing or French dressing all over their pizza slice. It's like it's just wasted calories. And I'm the guy that loves some wasted calories. But I look back on it now, I was like, I'm not be a svelte, good looking, thin guy now if they hadn't had the pump mayo that back at Fred T. Ford High. I should sue them. Get your G Wagon in off the money I make back from the school.
Please do.
Yeah. Lawsuit coming. Yeah, so it's probably the same kind of foods. I mean, we had, your taco day and pizza day. We had
Tacos.
Yeah.
We had tacos.
We had these speed stations out there though because the lunchroom was so overcrowded. I'm sure they've added on to it now. I haven't been in the lunchroom in years there, but they had speed stations. They called them out there where they had chicken sandwiches and cheeseburgers and French fries, and you could just walk up to that, buy like a cheeseburger and a packet of fries, and go sit down out in the hallway or something.
I wish they had that now.
That's all I did my senior year. Me, Matt Welch, and Angela Swink would sit out there in the hallway eating a cheeseburger from the thing and just hang out. We never went in the lunchroom at all my senior year.
Yeah, I'd much rather do that than sit in the cafeteria.
Yeah. Yeah. Cafeteria is rough until you get. If you get stuck in there and none of your friends are having the same lunch, you gotta find some place to sit. You either make new friends or you look like the poor sad guy alone.
Well, we make sure we get our. Okay, so all of the marching band kids have lunch together.
Oh, okay.
So 2 of my friends are in that class, so we set our book bags down, and then another one of my friends comes in there.
Okay.
And then we go get in line.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So it's probably a lot like it was back. Chris had to step up. He's coming back, and I'm going to ask him about their lunch in the early 2000s. Chris, when you get back to your seat here, tell us what your cafeteria food and all the stuff was like when you were in high school. You tell everyone what school you went to.
East Burke High School. I'm trying to think of what we had for lunch. I ain't trying to eat the microphone.
You have to
Yeah.
pick up good.
Very quietly.
Yeah, lean up, talking to him.
I don't know. I feel like the main thing for me is what there was to drink, because for the longest time it was just milk.
Yeah.
White milk, chocolate milk, orange juice.
Yeah.
Well, when I got in high school, they started putting vending machines in the high schools, which was like Fruitopia
Yeah,
and
they don't do that now.
the worst drinks
Yeah.
ever. Uh,
They have vending machines though.
Yes, but if they have vending machines, everything in there I think has to be under, as far as snack items go, under 200 calories, and the drink machines have to be sugar free, or because as you know, I work in vending, and we have to follow strict regulations that started back about 15 years ago or so. So
and on top of the drinks, I think they had just, I don't know how long they've been doing this, but I just remember starting to see it whenever I was in high school. They started introducing pizza, like Domino's,
yeah, that's
Papa
crazy to me.
John's.
But you may tell you the crazy part about that is, and a lot of people listening to agree with me. The school pizza was the bomb, man. I would, if you could find me a case of these square school pizza now, I'd almost rather have that than going out and eat good pizza somewhere.
It's really good.
Yeah. So, but it just blows my mind that they get like Domino's and Pizza Hut and all this stuff brought to schools now.
Chicken patties were great.
Yeah.
I will say, off the topic of high school, elementary school, breakfast pizza, because there were square pizza like that,
Yeah.
and the sausages were awesome. It had sausage on top of it. Had egg. The best thing ever. I wish I could have
a lot of
that
people had.
again.
I remember elementary school had breakfast there, but I never did. We would eat breakfast at home in
Where'd you go to elementary school at?
Bannock. They had it. They offered it. People would be in the cafeteria eating breakfast when I get there sometimes, but I already ate it at home. We didn't do that.
They had George Hildebrand, and I don't know if maybe every elementary school did things different. If they had, well, then again, I don't know when they came out with that breakfast pizza. I know there's probably still some breakfast pizza now, but I don't think it's the same.
We had a pizza, and I want some of my friends that went to school with me, if they'll remember this, or listen to this. Remember, they're called Dreamboats, and they were the pizza that was like sweet and like cinnamon and stuff on it. It was god awful.
That sounds disgusting.
It was disgusting. That was the worst day when you saw they had that. You're like, I'm not eating that. you know. But Chris, did y'all have condiment stations set up in your cafeteria in high school? Because I was just telling her how we had like pump containers for mayonnaise, salad dressings, ketchup, everything.
I don't think so. I want to say it was in packets.
Yeah, they probably changed that in the '90s.
But they had the cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
They were really good. High school, we had a 3-pack of chocolate chip cookies for $1.
I do remember the big thing in middle school at Blackburn. It was still a middle school. Blackburn was when I went there. Was we had slushies you could buy for like 50 cents. They were like in a white styrofoam cup, and they were like some kind of fruit flavored slushy. But only the rich kids were drinking those at lunch. The rest of us were drinking the milk that came with our school lunch.
I would get those all the time.
Yeah, I know, but back then it was like, hey, only the rich people would be buying them things. I gotta drink the milk.
How much were they again?
Like 50 cents, but in the '80s that
Oh.
was a lot.
Yeah, I know.
you know, early '80s. So yeah, but there was certain like kids that like drank one of those every day. It's like and then it's like you drink your milk, but every now and then you come across a couple quarters like I have a slushy. Yeah. So yeah.
Remember how much your lunch costed?
I'm thinking by high school or something, it was like $1.10. It was cheap.
I don't think much had changed when I was in school.
It's more expensive now. Janalyn, how much is yours now? Your mom told me.
I think it's like $2 and like maybe 50 cents or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
it's still cheap, but
I feel like it went up higher in high school though. I don't think it's that cheap in high school. I think that's like your elementary school.
I'm one
price.
of these people. My politics lean right, but I'm one of these people that I think that free lunch should be for all students.
I mean, with
find
COVID,
as much money as we throw away on other crap in this country, if we could find some money to make sure every school gives free lunches and meals to everybody.
ever since COVID, now through the summer, I guess the school has excess inventory of like lunches, like stuff they make for lunch through the year.
Yeah.
Now they'll do baggies and they'll hand them out to people. So you go meet these random areas and you can get you a bag of lunch.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Mountain View Elementary, and I think Bannock too, all their meals are free now for students, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should be that way for everybody. It's like, I know that certain people get free lunches, but you knew the kids that got the free lunches, and there's a stigma attached to it. And I'm also one thinks there should be uniforms in school because back in my day, you got picked on if you weren't wearing the right shoes or the right clothes, and just everybody wearing the same thing. A lot less harassment and bullying.
That doesn't really happen, but people think it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's always pressure you put on yourself. I mean, I never got bullied for anything I wore, but I always put the pressure on myself where I felt like,
Lena,
what the
Yeah.
heck was that? I only have headphones on.
you
I
won't
had
hear
that.
it. You won't hear it in the podcast because I edit that out. We had a feedback of sort. We're trying new
Well, you
equipment.
quit moving around. You
Yeah.
were such a wiggle worm.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So anyway, yeah, I think school lunch should be free for all students, and for that matter, any students that get there early get free breakfast too. It's everybody needs a fair chance. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's stupid to judge people by what they wear. Because
Well.
I didn't really care that much, but I know that was a big thing for people. You want a Hollister?
I didn't care
and,
about
like all that stuff. When
I
was
can
in school.
remember back. I didn't care necessarily that I wore the cool clothes. Nobody cared back then. I tell you what changed that. There was one thing that really kicked it off to where if you didn't have this, you were lower than low. When Air Jordans came out. If you had the Air Jordans, you were the bomb. If you didn't, what's wrong? You poor. So, so everybody wanted them. But it's like I didn't get my first pair till like 2.5 years after they were out. I think I got them for my birthday because I begged for them. But my mom was like back then. I remember saying, "I'm not paying $65 for a pair of shoes." And if you think, "Oh, that's $65," but that's $65 in like the mid '80s. That
Yeah,
they actually have a. You can actually get a pair of Jordans now for like 110. They haven't went up that much, but back then $65 was a lot of money for a pair of tennis shoes.
did people get judged by their hair?
Eh,
Since '80s was the
not,
hairband.
not
era.
really, not really. You know,
But I mean, mullet versus
I just
I don't know.
remember when the Jordans came out. Then it was like open season on your footwear. Oh, you're wearing Cougars? What are you, poor? Yeah, I am poor. But back then, you don't want to admit it. No, man, that's my backup shoes. I got 10 pairs of Jordans at the house. I'm not going to wear them.
Do you remember your lamest outfit you had?
I don't know. I had a members only jacket at one point, and it wasn't a members only. It was a knockoff called LePage. So that was probably, Mom and Dad was not going to buy me a members only. He's like, you get the LePage jacket. So we went to Charlotte and got a Burlington Coat Factory back then. So
I don't remember a top that was bad, but I remember I had a pair of corduroy pants.
Yeah.
Like I used to be obsessed over, and now I look back, it's like them things are ugly,
Yeah.
man.
they'll come back around.
And you say members only jackets. When I was in high school, Daryl and Jesse and Danny,
Yeah.
They were all about the members only jackets, and I felt
Yeah.
left out because I didn't have one.
Yeah, they came back around. I have a members only. I'll post it on the Pixel Underground Facebook page. We have a sign here in the basement that's a members only sign, an advertisement. It was like nothing's more 80s members only. Well, there is one thing but y'all don't know, and we'll bring it up on a future podcast. There was one piece of fashion in the 80s that I wanted more than anything in the world. This was when I was still at Ban Oaks. This was elementary school, and I finally got a pair. They were called Ferrari sunglasses, and they came in a zip-up case, and it was, I don't know, about the size of an orange, and you open it up, unzipped it, and the glasses folded up. So when you had the Ferrari sunglasses, you were the bomb. You had the, let me take my glasses off and fold them up and put them in my vinyl protective case right here.
And what is this your high school years?
No,
or?
this was Ban Oak. This was my elementary school years.
Oh.
I wanted a pair of Ferrari sunglasses so bad, and I eventually got a pair. I think I saved up my allowance, which is like $1 a week or something like that back then. So,
I think the big thing for us was you want to have a CD player, like a portable CD player,
oh god,
or like is it Walkman?
yeah,
Like
Walkman.
the
Yeah,
McAllister kid had
Janalyn
in
will
Home
never
Alone.
know that. You will never know that, Janalyn. When
What? I wasn't paying
well,
attention.
well, so glad we can keep your attention. When since I'm older than everybody here, I'm 53. If anybody's listening, so when I was a kid, everything was on vinyl records, and then cassettes took off. When cassettes came out, you had a Walkman, which Sony came out with, which changed the game because it was a portable cassette player. And if you was really fancy, you had one that had the AM/FM radio built in it too. And you would, well, actually, I take that back. most time you buy a Walkman, it had just the AM/FM radio. You was really fancy if you got one that had a cassette player in it. So you could put it on, put your headphones on, and carry your music around. Listen to it, drain your batteries. You'd always putting batteries in that thing. That was the coolest. The iPod when it came out, God knows what, the 90s, late 90s, probably mid
I'd say
90s.
early 2000s.
Nah, I had an iPod in the 90s, but it was the when that came out. I'm pretty sure it was late 90s.
Really, cell
And
phones
you
were
put
just taking off in the 90s, though.
yeah, but that was way before.
I'm talking about the old Nokia phones and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
Are you sure?
no, yes, because yes, and I know. I'll tell you why I know this is because I was downloading illegal music in the late 90s at my work, so, so MP3s to put onto my iPod. But yeah, now the fact that you have music on your phone, you had to have a whole separate thing for that.
Yeah, it's so easy now.
Yeah, it's almost too easy. Nobody appreciates music anymore.
2001, Greg.
For an iPod?
Yes. According to Google, the original iPod was introduced by Apple on October 23rd, 2001.
Okay, well I said late 90s. I'm only off a couple years. Score one for you.
But now all you have to do is just put your earbuds in and
Yeah.
turn on your music.
But it has. I have to say, music was more fun back in the day when you had to earn it. You had to go out and save your money and buy a record, put it on the record player and listen to it. You couldn't just. It wasn't disposable like it is now. I sometimes will waste 10 minutes flipping through my Spotify trying to find a decent song. I'll be driving
Me
to work
too.
and I'll just hit skip, 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 skip till I find the right
Yeah.
song and I realize, oh, I'm at work now. It's like that's such a. But that'll be a podcast for a future date, talking about how technology is jumped from the 80s till now, because that'll be a big topic of discussion.
Do you remember what came after the iPod? Because you had the iPod and MP3 player started coming out, and then there was another thing that had the round piece.
A Zune.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted one of those because my brother got one for his birthday. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, but they didn't last long at all. They were so bad.
Well, when the iPhone came out and you combine it all, that just killed any MP3 player. It was like game over for MP3 players.
But I don't think they still make MP3 players.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
make
they're
them
tiny.
small,
Yeah.
just so small.
But I mean, why would you carry that around when it's on your phone now? It's like
just
the
like
amount of
Pointless.
technology that's on our phones now. Again, for another podcast, is amazing. What I can do with that phone that used to take like a whole carload of equipment is like insane. And again, I don't know if it's for the better. And I love the fact that we're basically doing a podcast, but we're doing a radio show in my basement. With it's like insane that we can do this, and then within 2 hours I can have it thrown up on the web for everybody in the world. If we're not gonna get that many listeners, but it's amazing how far technology's come from. My generation is just gonna know such. My generation is the last that's gonna know like before technology took over.
Do you remember anywhere you went, like if you went on a trip or a family's house, something, you had to have the disposable camera?
Oh yeah. Well, no,
Now
we
you
had
don't
real
have to have-
cameras. We
Well,
had but
before-
you had to
before
you had
the-
to change the film. When I was a kid, your cameras you had to buy like flashes that popped in the top of it. It had like 8 flashes. So you better, if you're gonna take a picture in the house or at night, you better plan it out because I've only got 2 flashes left. So you would took that thing and take a picture and be like, I think we'll take one more because that's all we've got because I don't have any more flash. Think about that. Your phone's got a flashlight in it, everything. But back then you had to buy flashes to put on your camera.
Well, from disposable to point and shoot,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you had the camera.
But see, we didn't consider that disposable though. Like we had cameras.
The wind up, you had.
Yeah, but those weren't disposable so much. You still could put, re-put film in it, but they were just that was the poor man's camera versus the point and shoot SLR.
Yeah, but if people put more in there, I figured you get
You're
them developed.
You're talking about the disposable ones, yeah. But I'm saying that was something that was just for events and stuff like that. Most people still had a dedicated camera that they used. It had, if you were fancy, it was the 35 millimeter. If you were a poor family, you had the 110 millimeter. That's what we had.
I used
little square looking things.
I used to take my mom's cameras.
Yeah.
And I would just do pointless pictures, and it used to make her so mad because she'd bring
Yeah,
one
'cause-
camera with her, and I just
Yeah, and you only
take
had so much
pointless
film,
pictures.
and it's crazy. So, all right, well,
Way off topic.
we're going
man.
on 45 minutes in this podcast. Time flies. So, yeah. So we need to wrap it up. But what started out about high school has turned into technology, but that'll be for a future podcast. So, I guess we'll be signing off. Anything you got left to say, Janalyn?
I don't think so.
Everybody pray for her as she's in her first year of high school, of course. But she's
Yeah.
going to the best high school around there for 84, so she's good.
Mhm.
So, Chris, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I just saw on my phone that Cracker Barrel is going back on their decision to change their logo.
If that's true,
I
I'll give them
saw that.
I'll give them big credit for doing that because they could. Sometimes you got to admit when you're wrong, and listen.
Come on, man.
Let's keep the politics out of this. Because people want to blame this on woke politics. I'm not offended at them taking Uncle Herschel off the sign and stuff. I'm offended as a graphic designer. That new logo sign is god awful. You put no effort into it. It's like that should offend people just for graphics sake. It's like, really? I love a lot of logo changes, but that was just like, you ought to even try. You're taking all the creativity out of everything now. That just
But my thing is with it though, Greg. It is their company, their decision.
well,
the
also
age of
everybody's
social
decision not to
media.
eat there again.
But it's
Yeah.
age of social media where if people don't agree with it, all they have to do is voice it on social media, and then
Yeah, but that's when you're as a company though. You need to feel this out before you do something like that.
I mean, what if we got big and they said, Greg, we don't like the design of the website that you have.
If enough people complain and quit listening, I'd change it. But but
push
I
over.
wouldn't. I mean, that's called running a business. But but I'm
No,
saying though,
come on, man.
Cracker Barrel was not in any kind of bad position. They were actually not doing well a year or two ago, and they put more into their old country store stuff, and sales have went back up.
Because
They were fine. They didn't need to change anything.
well, their food's overpriced, overhyped, and I
They got
personally
good
don't
breakfast.
really like
I ate
it.
there the other week. The
but,
breakfast is good.
but I'm saying like most companies that stick to their guns.
Yeah, not really.
Usually, I mean,
Yeah,
come
not
on,
really.
now. I respect that
That's
more.
Bud Light what sticking in a gun did to them. So But anyway, that's a podcast for another time. Way to take us off topic.
Well,
The only thing-
Shane
no.
Gillis saved them. So
Yeah.
The only thing I have to add to that is their logo went to being like,
Recognizable.
yeah, and now it's just boring. It's just
Yeah,
plain,
it's bland. That's
just
what I'm saying. It
the
offends me as a
words.
graphic designer, as someone who went to graphic design school. It's offensive. You just didn't. You're not even trying.
yeah, but it's no more anyway. So they
Yeah.
got bullied into going back to their old design, which
Well,
the old design
good.
was nicer.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, what happened to the corporation sticking to their guns because that's
Well,
it's their
here,
decision.
okay, we're
not
gonna
ours.
sign off with this. That brings us to another, maybe the next pod, and I'll research it more. We'll have more in depth, but the changes of fast food and businesses from the '80s till now, because I don't think Gemma's ever seen how cool McDonald's used to be.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have, with the old bouncy pits and
Yes.
the cool playgrounds, and yeah,
I'll
we'll
g-
have special guest Grimace on the next episode.
I'll give you a good example of a company that stood by their guns and their morals.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Well, so on that, we're signing off. Until later. Keep it pixel, keep it pod.
Peace out, losers.
See ya.